morning, YouTube. I'm Jason, and welcome to the channel. And this behind me here, or this beside me, is a 1972 Ford LGT 100. And I picked this thing up for a really good price not too long ago. And it's in really great shape. It's all original. I am the second owner of it. The grill is intact. I got the manuals for it. Original gray rims. I can't wait to pressure wash this thing up and put a coat of wax on it. Fix some things up on it, but we have a problem. The engine needs rebuilding it. And unfortunately, we can't rebuild this engine. So, and the reason why is the gentleman who had this before me used to work on machines and stuff of the nature. And he said it was a short block he bought back in the 80s, and it was already bored 30 over. Well, if you know anything about these old Kohlers, 30 over is about the max you can do with a 10, and you'd have to re-sleeve it. But, luckily for me, with all the junk I have laying around, I have a 10. And according to this number, if I don't know if you can read it or not, this was... Yeah, it's hard to see with the camera, but it's stamped 10 over. So that means I can take this one apart, which we're going to do today, and we're going to send this one out to the machine shop. We're going to put a 20 over piston in it, check the crank and all that good stuff, and then we're going to tear out that engine, save all the tin work and all the good stuff for it, and we're going to put it on that one and get this thing all cleaned up and get it ready for sale. I'm going to have a seat coming for it as well. And got a mower deck with it, and I got manuals with it. So, the good price. Well, I found this old girl on Facebook Marketplace. Or, I'm sorry, Craigslist. Craigslist. And he had one that $150 for it. And it came with a set of 26 12x12 ag tires. So, me being the wheeler and dealer that I am, I picked it up for $150 because I knew it was worth $150. Brought it home, looked at the ag tires. So the ag tires are in good shape, but they did not match. In fact, the wheels didn't even match. But I threw them on Marketplace Facebook, and I had them sold within a day at $50 each, sold them both. So basically, with my math, I paid $50 for that old girl. Yes, I'm very happy with that. I don't think too many people wouldn't agree with me that it was definitely worth that. The grill's in great shape, and I can sell it for $150, $200. So, and the bat has a battery cover on it. There's $100 all day. So, yeah, I did quite well with this. But we're not parting this out. We're going to save this one, and we're going to put her on Marketplace and send her off to a new home so someone else can enjoy this stuff like the rest of us does. So, all right, folks, stay tuned. Gross. Okay, as you can see, I got all the tins and covers and points off, but I wanted to do a zoom in on this breather cover and the valves. And I'll show you how to take these valves out. So you do need a valve spring compressor to do this. A small engine valve spring compressor you have to boot. So, but there's also, now this one's pretty oiled. This engine's definitely going to need rebuilt for sure. All this oil everywhere, so I'm sure we're going to have to put a new, go through the breather and clean it up. Now this breather, you got to make sure if you've never taken one out, make sure you pay attention to how this goes in and out, where the reed's at, top and bottom. There's a lot to it. Now this one came all out in one big chunk. So what I'm going to do is take this apart and I'm going to show you what we're talking about with these. Now, there we go. So you're going to have your backing plate, and this is how your reed comes out. So you got this in the far back. This reed goes in, and this is marked top. There's a weep hole down here at the bottom. That weep hole lets the oil return back down to the crankcase. So when you reassemble this, make sure it goes the correct way. If you have this upside down, you're going to have oil coming out of your breather as the engine's running because it has nowhere to return. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. You have a rubber O-ring, grommet in there, goes through your bolt, you got your breather. Now these breathers get brittle over the years. This one ain't too bad. It can be cleaned up and put back in. If you don't have one, you know what works great? A scour pad, one of those Scotch-Brites you can get for 3M Scotch-Brites work just as good. I've cut them and put them in here because sometimes this stuff starts falling apart, and once you start putting the cleaner to it, it disintegrates, so to speak. So that's how that breather. Now put that breather in the same way you take it out, and you ain't gonna have a problem. So, getting back to these valves, we're gonna get a valve spring compressor, and hopefully we can get in there and we can show you how that works, how to get them valves out. Okay, bear with me. Let's see if the camera can't zoom in. The more I zoom in, the fuzzier it gets. So you're going to get the best I can do. So you put your valve spring compressor underneath your bottom saddle, as you want to call it. And you'll see two keepers that are on your valves. And once we pull this out, we can explain a little bit better in detail. I'll show you camera-wise what I was actually doing. So these little keepers come out. Don't lose them. Taking them out is a lot easier than when they go back in, when we go to do the reassemble. Pull your valve out. And you can reach in here. Now, oh, one more thing. You've got to make sure your engine's at top dead center. And there is no rotators on these. I'll have to hunt for some, especially on the exhaust valve. There's not one on there. And I'll show you what a rotator is. This is definitely an older engine because all the other ones have the rotators. And that other engine may have them in it. So we may steal them out of that other engine that's worn out. That's what we may end up doing. So I don't know if I have any others floating around. Alright, so, and I'll explain what a rotator is. The Lexus did not have them, but I want to put this one in here so it swipes that exhaust and keeps it all sealed up nice and pretty, keeps the engine all nice and happy and running and all that good stuff. And I don't know the technical names of these anymore. I'm drawing a blank on them. But anyhow, you got the gist of it, and I'll see if I can't find one of them valve swipers. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so if you're watching, apparently my SD card ran out of memory or whatever, or failed, so I had to put a new one in. So I lost some content between the garage and this point now, when I was tearing that 10 horsepower apart. Okay, so after tearing the rest of it all apart, we did the valves. I pulled the crank and piston. I actually showed you all the content, but apparently it didn't record. So I didn't see it till now when I was going through it making a video. So unfortunately that 10 horsepower block was junk too, which is I'm very upset because it's 10 over and it would have been a good block to rebuild. So I didn't notice this when I pulled the engine off the tractor a while ago, but you can see I'm missing some of the cylinder wall. So yeah, this engine is no good. So I don't know what where the big piece went. I don't know. The crank looked good, the rod, everything looked good. So did it blow up before and someone just slap it together and it ran like that? Because that hole, that chunk missing was below the rings, so it wouldn't have got caught. But ooh, I just couldn't imagine running that engine with that big chunk of the cylinder missing. But people do different things and odd things, so you'll have that. So I do apologize, but I'll show you real quick what engine I pulled off of. And if you guys are paying any attention to any of the stuff I'm selling on Marketplace here in the area, I had a 100. Morning, girls. There's my chickens. I had a 100 I was selling, and thank goodness it didn't sell. I had a couple people interested in it, but I had this 100 for sale, and we pulled the motor off of it, and I used that. Now this engine here is this is a 12 horse. I do believe, I don't know where I got this. I think this is a 12. So I pulled the 10 off, and I took it down to the machine shop. And this is another one I have sitting there, 12 horsepower. I'd like to get rebuilt, so I just swapped that one onto there. It's not bolted on, but I pulled the 10 off of this and put the 12 to let it sit there on that. So what I want to do is keep that tractor original 10. I could have just rebuilt the 12 and left the 10 on this and sold it as is for the next person, but being that this one needed completely redone anyhow, we just left it. I just decided to pull the 10 off and rebuild it and send it out. That there is a 16 horsepower Jacobson. The motor's locked up. I'd like to get to this project. I got this tractor for a case of beer, believe it or not. And yeah, I brought the guy a case of beer. He said he could have it. I already sold the snowplow off of it for $200. Can't beat that. So that's going to wrap up this video. I'm sorry it ain't that in depth as I wanted it to be. So it is what it is. So it'll be a while till we get that engine sent back from the machine shop. We're boring that one 10 over, checking the rod and all that stuff. I sent everything out. So it'll be a couple weeks before I even get that back. Make a video of it and post that one as well. I did also, for an update, the Boland's tractor that I was had running in a video a couple videos ago. Actually, it was back in May, I think I started that, and it's now August. we started restoring that old girl. So I'm going to have a video up on that, all the new shiny paint and all the new parts we put on it. And then when that's done, we'll get that posted here soon too. So, okay, YouTube, I do appreciate everything. You guys watching, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and all that good stuff too. Catch you on the next one.